Hello and welcome to HaloCAST. This is a 4-part series on everything Halo. I'm a boss.
And I'm William. Now we'll be going through the story in chronological order from Contact Harvest to Halo 5.
Yes,
yeah,
I
and
understand.
Joseph. Joseph.
we've
No.
got Joseph playing Overwatch in the background.
Joseph
this
is essentially bombing this whole
That's
the
racist.
podcast.
That's racist.
Right?
Just because I'm a terrorist.
Jesus. Well, technically, is Junkrat a terrorist?
He was.
Damn.
He
I
was.
think he went legit with Roadhog.
I think it's been so long since the last episode that Overwatch came out.
It has been, yeah.
Yeah, well, the reason is because I got super busy and wasn't able to edit videos for a long time. Also, I started editing a bunch of videos at once so that I don't have to edit later on.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna vaguely say, did you finish the trailer yet?
Oh, I know what you're talking
Can't stop
about,
the game,
and no, I have not.
Oh my God, how long?
Only because of what happened with the Minecraft Let's Play. Austin didn't record his audio at all, so we have no audio from Austin. We're gonna have to do it again.
Serious?
Yeah.
I don't
55
wanna-
minutes.
I don't want to
55.
do that again.
Yeah, 55 minutes of editing, or 55 minutes of recording, and no audio from him.
Okay, look, next time we see Austin, we kill him.
Got it.
This is not a death threat. This is just a fact of life.
Why would
All
I
right.
do?
Now, last thing before we start, shout out again to Japeth55 for correcting us on
no.
everything.
Yes. He
Oh.
he is the true MVP, as they say.
Let me be part of the crew.
So,
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Joseph's no.
Part of the-
Joseph, no.
Oh, it's
You're not
not.
even in this
Speaking of that-
podcast.
Is it the other way around? Part of the crew, part of the ship? Is that what it is?
never mind. That's a thing me and you will talk about. We won't talk about it on this.
Oh
It's
yo,
not
oh yo,
important
and a
to
bottle
Halo.
of gum. Right.
Can we just start this now?
No, not yet, because last thing about JPith555. For again, thank you, and second of all, hopefully you'll be in this video correcting us on, I think, what is Halo 3 to Halo 4 or something like that? We'll see. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, if he is, then he really is an MVP. I wouldn't blame him if he forgot
I am
about
the
this whole
MVP.
thing.
Okay. Alright, so with that, let's begin. That was probably one of the reasons. But yeah,
Yeah.
you see, where is it? It was, you see the Forward Onto Dawn land, and I love that mission because you get the tanks and whatnot, and you have to go into the room or whatever. Oh, and fighting the scarabs in that game. Man, I remember
Dude.
Halo 2 when you had to fight a scarab, and it was just like a big deal. Like it was
Yeah, it was.
what?
I remember that we had to fight, like, I think it was 3 scarabs before
Oh,
getting
yeah.
into the room.
No, I think it was 2. No, it might have been 3.
No, like, it was 1, and it was 1 on its own, and then 2 at the same
Oh
time
yeah, that's
later
true.
on.
That's true. That's 2 later on, and then you get to the.
Yes.
That's the scene where we shut down the shield, and then we
Mhm.
killed ourselves or whatever to put our bodies in the thing. Oh man, do you remember the skull that was there in that mission? Because what you do is you get to that point, right, and then after you kill the scarabs, you go down there, and you have to go through the Halo rings in a very specific order.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so I think that is the who would have been your daddy skull.
Yeah, but you remember how annoying it was to just do that shit?
Yeah, I think what happened was we were on Xbox Live and we were doing that mission, and you were looking it up, and then I was doing it. Like you were telling me which ring to go through, or it might have been the other way around. But
No,
that.
it was exactly as you're remembering.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It really
yeah.
is.
So I would, and then it wouldn't appear, and it'd be like, ah, fuck, we have to do it again.
God, it was so stupid.
and then to see the skull at the end, we were basically like, oh my god, hallelujah.
We were because it took so goddamn long.
And then I remember I think we picked up that skull and just started beating everybody with it. Like, we were like this one was the only skull we did that with. Every other skull we didn't care.
Because it took so long to get the goddamn skull. Because all the other skulls were just easy.
Yeah.
I'm like, the thing is, I'm like, who took the time to figure this shit out just to get the goddamn skull?
Yeah, God, Jesus Christ.
I mean, imagine it for them. It was frustrating for us. Imagine what it was for them.
It's. I'm glad we don't have to do it now. I'm glad it's over with.
I mean, the thing is, you know we're gonna do this later when we get an Xbox One. You know this.
I know. But let's try and finish this up because we're over 2 hours now.
Oh my
And
god.
I really want to finish this up, so we're gonna speed through the rest of this. So we get to what was it? That scene is where Prophet of Truth finally dies, which is one of the
Oh my
most
god.
satisfying
It's like,
things.
I will become a god. I will become a god. Some shit like that.
And then the Arbiter's like, no, he rejects him or something and then stabs him right through the thing.
Yeah, he says some cool ass one liner.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
then and then he just kills him, and it was like the most satisfying thing ever.
Oh my god, just that, and then Gravemind fucks everything up after that.
I know, because I mean, honestly, the thing is, you knew it was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, and then that's where Keys dies as well. Again.
Yeah, again. That really was depressing because, like, just seeing her get shot down so easily.
I know.
Like, she had such a badass moment. She took the shotgun and the freaking
the spiker or whatever.
The spiker, right? And she's holding these two at bay, and then this one brute comes and fucks it up, and like, no, not a brute. The prophet of truth.
Prophet of truth, yeah.
Because you don't think he's gonna pick up a gun, but he does, and he shoots him like, you fuck.
I know, and I really like, and that's the worst because she's almost exactly like her father. The same thing like I was talking about before. Like she's like a great leader. She has all these great characteristics. And I'm not just talking about her ass and boobs, but so just seeing her die it was super, sad.
It was,
and just to die by the prophet of truth. That's why it was even more satisfying killing him.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, and then after that, Gravemind fucks everything up, and the worst part about that is because the Flood are helping you at that point at the beginning when you get up to that point, the two Hunter Floods like come up,
yeah,
and then they help you get past all the Covenant, and then just to betray you right after.
Yeah,
I think Johnson like flies the Pelican through there. Oh no, he gets the Pelican and then flies off.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that was Oh wait, where do you go after that? You get
no, because the thing is, after that, then Chief was like, you know what? I'm gonna go save Cortana.
Oh yeah, then he goes and kicks Gravemind's ass.
Mm-hmm. God, no, you know what? That was the most annoying one.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Because all those Flood were so. Because they don't die regularly.
And that mission is it's also super interesting because when you get to that point when you're inside the Covenant ship or whatever,
it was High Charity.
Yeah, you were in High Charity, and you're like, what was it? You teleport around, and like some parts are like on their side, so you're walking around on your side or whatever. And it's disorienting.
They had basically a really interesting geography with that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really fun mission just because of like all of the different twists and turns.
You say it was a fun mission. Playing
no, I'm not on Legendary. On normal, it's a fun mission. On Legendary, it's a nightmare.
as this feels appropriate too.
Cortana was really creepy in that game. At the beginning, it's like, what was it like? Could you watch me die? She has all those like intro things. And then
I'm still weirded out by how that worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it was super satisfying finally getting her back.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong about that, but like, I'm still really like the thing is they talk through your head.
Yeah,
that was really weird. I found it really hard to understand how they were able to do that.
I think they explained that somewhere in the books how the Foreigners communicate and all that stuff. And I mean, I'm sure the Gravemind has been feasting on Forerunner technology for whatever 50,000 years.
I mean, honestly, with High Charity,
or 10,000, I guess. Oh yeah, High Charity especially and all that stuff. So I'm sure, and that's all the way from High Charity all the way to Earth.
It was really weird though. It just creeped me out. Like the thing is with Cortana, I was thinking like it was kind of a hallucination type of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But then Gravemind comes like, oh, this is.
Well, you're on High Charity at that point, so that makes more sense.
I know, but it was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Then after that, you get her back, and she's like, "Don't make a girl promise if you know you can't keep it."
Yeah.
And that like literally stayed with me for like years after, just that line. I mean, most of these lines I'm saying I've known for years and have never even had to play the games again to remember them.
Yeah, I know. You know, nice thing about it. What was, what do you call it? What was Cortana doing with Gravemind?
I think she, because she learned all about the Halo rings, and remember how she talks about in Halo 4, she's like, she has more knowledge than any AI ever. And any person ever, because she learns about all the Forerunner, all their tech from Halo. Then she in Halo 2, she's trying to figure out like all of these things because she's an AI. So she's like, and how AIs work, they work differently than humans. They have like the desire for knowledge and all this other stuff. So her desire to talk to Gravemind to understand what was going on is just because of her curiosity as an AI.
So that was only the reason why.
I think that's the major reason. There are other like underlying reasons, but that was, and obviously she and whenever we see AIs in Halo, like in Contact Harvest, Sif and Mac, like they're all these super interesting characters. They're always looking for, like, they always have this motive and stuff like that. And it's just literally just to gain more knowledge is mostly the motive. Is just like they want to know everything, and that's that's why they go rampant and all that. So basically, she wanted more information about the flood and all that stuff, and she wanted to make a deal to all that.
I mean, she got more
Jump.
than she bargained for.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly. So she obviously learned later on it was a mistake, but her desire for knowledge is what kept her from really seeing that it was obviously a huge mistake to go with Gravemind. And then they that fucking end game where you have to take the Warthog. Well, before that, when you fight Monitor, and you have to.
Oh, I'm still pissed off at him about that.
Yeah, he kills Johnson.
Dude, it was so annoying. Because at first he's kind of with you, because he's like, oh yeah, these flood, they need to go. They need to get off my isolation, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, but if you activate it, it'll destroy Halo.
I was like, well, build another one.
And
I understand that. Like, that was really stupid of Monitor to have such an attachment to Halo Ring he just built.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, this was the whole plan was to kill all of the flood at the beginning anyway. So I don't know why he was super butthurt.
First of all, he's a Monitor.
Yeah, I
they
know.
get butthurt over everything.
Yeah, they do. I mean, in that sense, they're basically just like human AIs.
Yeah. But dude, it really, oh my, like you hear him scream.
Yeah.
That scream literally stays with me still.
Send me out with a bang.
Oh my god.
And then he hands you Cortana. He's like, never let her go.
God.
Like,
and then 4 happens, but we'll discuss that later.
Yes, we will. What I'll do is I'll probably split this into 2 videos. There's no way I'm gonna make this one. What I'll do is I'll split it into 2 and then make one, which is just one whole one. If anybody ever wants to listen to a whole, 3 hours probably, 3 hours probably of us talking about Halo.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'll stop it at when we get to Halo 1 probably. I'll stop it, and then that'll be part 1, and then part 2 will be all of the Halo trilogy. So, to continue on from there, Johnson goes out and dies, which is probably the worst. Even Keyes, Captain Keyes dying, then Miranda Keyes dying. Like, those are 2 big ones, but Johnson dying is just because he has such a history through these games and these stories now at this point.
Yeah. And then just to see him die.
Just die because of a fucking Monitor, like, it's really unsatisfactory.
Yeah, and then you hear him killing Monitor was probably one of the more satisfying things of that game.
Yeah. I mean, Arbiter kills Truth, and that's satisfying. Yeah. But you specifically kill Monitor.
Yeah, and then you hear him glitch out and then blow up like, fuck you.
Yeah, that was really, especially when all the red, he turns red and all the sparks are coming through him and then he explodes. That was super satisfactory. And then you get that awesome drive scene at the end when you go over that collapsing area or whatever.
Yeah. Basically the plates that just build the Halo and whatever.
Yeah. There's also that Easter egg there where you talk to that grunt.
The grunt who just panics.
Yeah, the grunt. Yeah, the grunt is panicking, and the great thing about that Easter egg is you literally can't go back after you stop there.
Yeah.
So you have to save that mission.
It's like this is where you die.
What was it? He talks for a good 5 minutes. They gave him a whole speech. It was not just a couple lines and then it's over. It was a really long speech.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It really was. And then fuck man, I think on Legendary doing that, because we, it was us 3, it was me, you, and Joseph doing that, that last scene, us trying to run over the things and then be badasses and try and go over ramps and then not land in the ones that were falling off.
Exactly.
We were, we were kids, so we weren't really talking about it. But now that I think about it, we would all in our heads, we'd be like, I need to be more badass than them, and then drive awesome or whatever.
I feel like I was the one that usually did all the driving though. back then.
Yeah. I mean, I remember you and Joseph specifically split up into your own Warthog, and I was driving on my own.
Yeah.
I know that bit. I remember that bit specifically.
Oh
So,
my god. And
which
yet-
made sense because you two were on the same console and whatnot.
yeah.
So.
Oh my god. Just like going through that though.
Yeah, and then there's those scenes when you so when there were, if I remember correctly, it's like the plates that were falling off, and then you would go into that like tunnel area,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would come out like even the tunnel areas were dangerous. There was some there were still Covenant fighting in those areas, and
No, which is really annoying because I'm like, dude, leave.
I know, and sometimes you'd get hit with the plasma pistol, and your car would stop, and you'd just be like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was the most annoying thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you dicks.
That like finally getting on like that last ramp, like going off into the thing and then crashing. I love that scene because there's you crash and then there's Arbiter's there and he almost gets hit by the or was it Chief that almost gets hit by the tank?
No. Because Chief, he ducks. Like, no, never mind. I'm thinking when he's there taking off. But the thing is, the ship starts leaning.
Yeah.
And then you see Arbiter. He's running to escape from the tank.
Yeah.
But then you see him jump over a few crates and you see the tank crash into them. Like, you're like, no, Arbiter. You know.
Yeah, I know. But then he pops out and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
And then they just each give each other a nod.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's like, good.
I don't even know why Chief stood there. Like he should have run up to the control room too. To be honest.
Yeah.
And why was Cortana? Cortana should have been in like the front of the ship too. Now that I think about it.
Because Chief was like, okay, gotta run to the nearest console, put her in so that she can
Yeah,
take
of
us right.
course.
Because honestly, Arbiter and Chief, they could not use the slip space.
Yeah, they don't know how to
Yeah,
do anything.
so that's why I think that's why the Chief went to the closest command
No,
console that he could.
I understand that, but like she should have been able to be in the front of it. Like she can move her whole like AI construct thing to the front of the ship.
Yeah,
Chief should have run up to the front of the ship too.
I think it was more or less because they were in a hurry. Because right at
Oh,
that
I
moment,
understand, but I'm just saying.
yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, because the thing is, in hindsight, because we can realize it, doesn't mean they did.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure at that point, after driving off that thing and then like after all of that in Halo 3 being on the Ark and stuff like that, you would have been exhausted and just, sat there like he did, like when he sits up against the platform.
Dude, he just like, I don't think he's ever slept. Except when he's in a goddamn cryo chamber, you know?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
God damn it.
Or when I'm cold.
Shut up. But dude, he's he's never slept as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't think he has ever slept, to be honest.
I think the only sleep he ever has is when he's like in a cryo chamber. That's legitimately the only thing I can think of him when he's sleeping.
Now what I'm thinking of is like, in Halo 1 he wakes up from the cryo sleep, which I'm trying to think, because in human slip space, like I said before, it's like it takes weeks to travel, right? And that's why at the beginning of Halo 1 she's like, the Covenant ships have always been faster. So I'm like, how long were they traveling when they made that blind jump? Because he could have been asleep for a long time then, right? Like a couple of weeks at least.
Probably gonna stay for a good bit, in all honesty.
Yeah, he could have been asleep for a long time. So they wake up and I guess you basically are awake the whole game because you're Chief the whole game. There's no stop.
Yeah, you never really stop. You just keep going from one place to the next.
He's been awake for quite a while, and then I guess when he finally gets on the ship and escapes, he could sleep then too. How long do you think that game, like, I mean, it takes you 8 hours, but traveling between all that stuff must have taken...
Honestly, I think like with Halo 3, all of those events actually took place within a day.
Halo 3?
Mm-hmm.
I could that would make sense.
Because
that
please remember, the thing is, they weren't using their own slip space technology when they were traveling to the Ark.
They jumped onto the
they used the little portal, the little
Ark's portal.
The Ark portal, yeah.
Yeah, well that's all right. And they were in much more of a hurry than they are in Halo 1, because in Halo 1 you don't know anything. You don't know what's going on. And and Halo 2, I guess I don't know. Halo 2 must have been over at least, because what do? You Covenant attack Earth. You go to Delta Halo.
No, because the thing is, that may have actually also taken a day too.
Yeah. Oh, we skipped ODST, but
yeah,
whatever.
Well, whatever.
We'll get back to that. That's all right.
But because remember, in Halo 2, again, they did not use their own sip space.
Yeah, they jumped.
They jumped right after with them.
Oh man, reading about that because I think it wasn't. It was Onyx. I think basically they talk about how crazy that is that they were able to make the jump with the Covenant cruiser. Because it's like they have to do all this math still to be able to, get inside the cruiser's like ship ratio, and it's super insane how they were able to stick to that thing, basically. So it's like when you see that scene, and I love that scene too, because it's just so badass when they jump out of the city and the slip space like thing explodes and the whole city basically collapses. Which is so weird because I thought like basically like the city was a flat piece of land now, like basically. But then you go back and you play ODST and it's like actually still there.
Yeah, but it's like empty. That's basically the only thing I can really think of.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everybody is dead at that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember you had to get all those I think you didn't have to get them, but they were like optional little terminals you can get.
In ODST?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And then you hear about how there's this one chick. I think it was like a kid. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like a little girl who's like explaining what she was doing during the day, and I think it was some sketchy shit that she was doing. I think she was like a kind of spy kind of thing. I don't know. She was doing something with the terminals. I don't remember what she was doing, but that's another issue.
Well, yeah. So where are we? So Master Chief gets off, and he's like, was it Cortana's like, it's an honor serving with you, and then what does he say in return? I can't remember.
He doesn't say anything. Really.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't say. Yeah, he doesn't say
because
anything.
he's just tired at the point. He just lays his head back and he just kind of accepts his fate, which is actually kind of depressing.
Like the thing is, and this is, I'm gonna get to this. I'll make this connection soon, so just bear with me. Mm-hmm. So in Ghost of Onyx, at the end of the audiobook, there's I don't know if you remember what happens. They get stuck inside, the Forerunner planet. Halsey, him, Greg, and Linda or whatever. Mm-hmm. They get stuck inside the planet because they don't know how to get out and whatnot. And in the audiobook, they use the music for at the end of Halo 3 when they're doing the honoring and they're firing the gun, the 3-gun salute or whatever.
Oh my god!
They use that music at the end, and I was just so depressed at the end of that book. Even though the book wasn't like, I don't think that. I mean, that scene may have kind of deserved that music. But I don't know. It just. That music at the end of Halo 3 when they're, doing that is just goddamn.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. That's it. That's right.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
God damn. I can't even. I'm gonna go look it up online and listen to it and then I have goosebumps. That's basically every time I listen to that song I get goosebumps. I just can't do it without releasing emotions.
All he had to achieve was just 117 scroll.
Yeah,
it, dude.
Yeah. And then he was like, Lord Hood is talking to Arbiter. He's like, I remember when this war started, what your kind did to mine. He's like, it's hard to believe he's gone. And then Arbiter looks up. He's like, word, so easy. I'm like, god damn it, man.
It was so good.
Yeah, and then he goes back into the ship, and he's like the shipmaster, and they just want to go home too, which was also, I thought it was pretty cool just to see that they also were tired of fighting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long war for everyone involved.
Yeah, I was tired by the time that game ended. I was like, and this is I'm gonna say Halo 5 I don't like, but Halo 4 is still good in my opinion. The story at least. And there's that scene at the end of Halo 4, and I guess maybe I'll just skip to this now, but I'll talk about it more later. When you finally get onto the Infinity and Master Chief like gets his armor taken off, and you feel the weight, like you basically feel the weight of his armor, every piece falling off of him. And I love that scene too, just because of the way it is. And I think that's the legendary ending.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's the legend because you see his face. Remember I think maybe if it's it's the legendary ending because you see his face.
Oh, yeah.
In that one.
Well, you
maybe.
Quote unquote, really.
Yeah. But yeah, so we wake up, 4 years later. Or I guess let's go back to ODST quickly before we go to 4. And then we'll talk about how shit.
We haven't even finished 3 yet.
Well, what's left in 3?
The ending.
Yeah, we talked about how he gets on his ship and then they leave. And that's the end.
No. You're forgetting.
Oh, you mean Wake Me When You Need Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. That is true. That's a very important scene. And that's only in the Legendary Edition, or Legendary ending as well.
But honestly, you have to really enjoy how that ended. Because it legitimately ended how it began.
Yeah, that's true.
You know how the whole thing began, dude.
Yeah, where he goes into the into the cryogenic thing.
Yeah. And it's like really weird saying that scene because like the thing is back then we all thought, oh, this is the end of the story,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, finish the fight.
And it was, yeah, I know. And but then you kind of see him. It's like it's sad to see just Chief like he like they both knew that this is probably how they're just gonna end.
Yeah.
Like everything, and then he just sit and then.
Well, at least for him, he's like in a a pod and he can sleep or whatever. But
yeah,
for
and then
Cortana,
Cortana just had to sit there and watch and then see him just possibly go away.
Yeah.
You know, and then she would have gone rampant and just
yeah.
like.
Well, if you've seen have you ever seen Forward Unto Dawn, the little miniseries?
Yes, that was the one with the chick from Narnia.
Yeah. So in that scene, there's a scene in there where they show Master Chief in the ship because it's done by 343 and they were like promoting Halo 4 before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a scene where it's talking about Cortana's rampancy and how like she's just sitting there to think for so long, and at one point it's her like she's talking with herself. And like, there's multiple like obviously like remember how like she splits up and talks like basically herself. So there's this one point where she says like I could just kill Chief right now or whatever. Like so she goes crazy in that like moment too, where she's almost thinking about killing Chief because she's gonna die as well. So she wants him to go with her. Yeah,
which is like. Eesh.
Yeah. I mean I like Forward Unto Dawn, the little mini series. I like mostly because of that scene because you get to see that watching the the Forward Unto Dawn start freezing over because it's been in space for so long.
Yeah.
That just floating off, and then you see the I mean, I don't think obviously they didn't plan, and I always made the fun of this because when Halo 4 was first announced, I was like, this is a mistake. I mean, my Halo 3 box says finish the fight. Like, what is this bullshit?
Oh my god.
So there's I always made fun of that, and then to continue finally to Halo 4. We get that opening where you literally just wake up, and I always like that about certain games is like when sequels come out and you're literally beginning from where you were before.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that, like, and that's literally it. Halo 3, you get in the pod, and Halo 4, you wake up in the pod.
Yeah,
I like that. That was cool. I mean, obviously there was nothing else they could do to intro the game, so I'm not sure what I could complain about, even if they did something different.
You know what I can complain about?
What?
The goddamn quick time events.
Oh, and yeah,
they were
just
weird. Dumb. I didn't need them.
When you see the elite for the first time, and then you have to jump
it's
onto
like you had to click a button and do a button.
Yeah, to jump onto the elevator.
Also, it was really weird being the chief and having to actually climb a thing.
Yeah, that and I mean the chief was more vocal in this one than any of them.
Oh yeah, because that was dialogue heavy like shit.
Yeah, that was a lot of talking from Chief, not just one-liners.
Yeah, but I think the thing is with that they wanted a more cinematic feel to it.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know?
I mean, I like the obviously the game was probably one of the best looking Halos to ever come out.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of cinematically good looking things.
I mean, then there's 5, but honestly, that's kind of a given considering that it's the later generation.
And on top of that, I'm not just talking about Cortana's fine ass in that game.
God damn it! I mean, because by then they actually used what do you call it? Motion capture for that.
Yeah, I know. And god damn.
God damn it! Can you shut up? Oh my god.
I'm like they really took it a step further with Cortana in this game than the other ones. I mean, the other ones were all like teases and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it was really weird because the thing is, I remember Cortana from before, right?
Yeah.
And then you see Halo 4 Cortana, and for some reason, I feel like the biggest thing I can always remember from Cortana is the teeth.
Oh yeah, in 1 versus 4.
Like because it's like back then, she didn't really have any, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's like when I see Cortana in 4, and then she has teeth, but it's like it feels like this little half moon thing.
Yeah.
Going on.
I know.
It always seems so prominent. Like she looks great and all, but I'm like then I see her teeth. I'm like, why am I always seeing this? I shouldn't
Why
be.
is this the first thing my eyes go to?
Yeah, because honestly, the thing is, this isn't the first thing I should be seeing. I should just be seeing generally her, not her teeth. It was the weirdest thing.
Well, you know what? I always liked about that is Cortana's sexiness as the games progress. I love people like rationalizing it. Like it wasn't just like a tease or like fan service or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
my favorite thing about 4 was when people rationalize why she looks like the way she does in 4, how her boobs and ass get way bigger. And somebody was like saying, "Oh, she's trying to be more maternal because she's older now." I'm like, that's such bullshit. That is such bull. Like, it's the worst way to rationalize that ever.
Oh my god, is that?
I mean, it's a great way to rationalize it, but it was just so funny, watching people do that.
Oh my god, that's.
But come on, if we're serious here, it's all fan service.
First, I mean, like back then, it was kind of like I think the only excuse that they really had, like in Halo 1, is probably because of, oh my god, can the pencil stop doing that? It's probably because of technical difficulties,
Uh-huh.
right? Then Halo 2 came along. Again, you can kind of maybe do that, but she was a little more defiant. Like, oh, I can kind of see you doing something here,
Mhm.
right? Then Halo 3 is like, okay, yeah, come on.
And there's especially that scene where she's on the table and she falls over and stuff like that, and she's basically like, all out there for you to see. So to continue with Halo 4, away from Cortana, even though I guess the game is all about Cortana.
It's all basically about the relationship between Cortana and Chief.
Yeah, and her rampancy, not his rampancy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, what?
But well, yeah. So like, I love like that game is really good in terms of story because of what they do with like the whole rampancy aspect, and one of my favorite scenes is when you first land on the planet and she goes like, kind of rampant for the first time or whatever.
Yeah, it was really weird. It's like the thing is, we've been with Cortana for a while now.
Yeah.
To see her just kind of have that outburst really scared me.
Yeah, that was like the first twist of the whole game is like like this is different. This isn't the same Halo that you were kind of playing before. Like the story is
This one's more instead
personal.
of it it's more personal.
Because Halo 1 through 3 is this huge grand like space opera
Yeah.
where all these things are happening, and then you're literally stuck with Cortana at the beginning, and like she's the first one to wake you up or whatever.
Mhm.
Does she even? I think she says, "I need you," right? Like at the beginning.
Yeah.
That was great. I'm glad they did that. And so like you definitely get that first instant knowledge that like basically this is more about you and Cortana, not everybody else. And obviously there's still like all those other characters like Lasky and the bridge commander, and then
Yeah. That one dick.
yeah. Watching, I really like that intro scene where you see the Spartan Force for the first time and you seeing Chief's expression. I mean, obviously you don't see his face,
Yeah.
but you can tell he's like, I don't know, what's the word? Like he's not surprised, but he's just like, he's checking them out, as in he's looking at them and figuring out like what.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
the thing you can tell because he has these little mannerisms.
Yeah, it's just I don't even know how to define it. It's just the way he looks when he sees Spartan Force for the first time.
Yeah, because he has this little tilt to his head, if I remember correctly. He's like,
I guess he's a little quizzical. That might be the word I'm looking
yeah,
for.
he's like, what the?
Yeah.
It's like Spartans.
Well,
but these aren't my Spartans.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing is, well, yeah, he's seen so many Spartans, obviously, but you've never seen Spartans.
The thing is, if anything, the thing is, he knows all the Spartan 2s.
Yes, he does.
Especially his Spartan 2s, his blue team.
And the thing about that is like, he obviously he knows all of his Spartan 2s, but then like what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, fuck. Oh yeah. It's like what I don't like about the Spartan 4s, basically, and it's just. They're smaller. I mean, the Mjolnir armor has been like made really efficient, and that's really what they're going for, not like the actual size of or in the humans, like the evolutionary terms, like what they're doing to them. Like I don't think they skin graft anymore, right? Like it's just a bunch of like drugs or something.
I'm not entirely sure on the process.
Yeah, I should look up like how much different Spartan 4s are than 2s and 3s. But basically, I don't know. It's just it's more of they've gone into mass production. With basically the Spartan 2s were like proof of concept, Spartan 3s were like trying to do mass production, but then Spartan 4s were mass production, full mass production.
But they took their time with this.
Yeah, yeah. And I just don't like them because they don't know like all the efforts the 2s and 3s went through.
Oh yeah, no, they do not know. Because these are actually people that essentially volunteered.
I mean, like basically like Buck from ODST is one now. He's a Spartan.
Yeah,
now.
because well, I mean, with him, he was an ODST, and he kind of knows.
And the thing about him too, and I guess we'll talk about ODST a little bit, but the thing about him is, I think at one point somebody says he could have been a Spartan or something like that. Like, if they were looking for Spartans when he was a kid or whatever, he could have been like almost like Master Chief level Spartan.
Really, when was this said?
I don't remember. It was I remember reading about this. It was just like, anyway, I think it might have been in 5 or something like that, because that's when he's actually shown to be a Spartan 4. I don't remember where it is, but like there's something about it. It's just like him as a person and a character and a soldier or whatever, he was good enough to be a Spartan if he could have been, at that point, but he was never able to be a Spartan 2 or 3. And I just they're all cocky. I hate it.
Yeah, the thing is, these are legitimate people who, like, this is after the war, and they're like, Spartans at this point are glorified. They're heroes. They're always missing in action.
Yeah. I would be hard pressed if they made Spartan 4s also MIA.
I mean, and they bring Spartan 4s because, if I remember correctly, I mean, this is like a little tidbit from a chapter that I read for a preview for the next book coming because of Halo 4.
Yeah.
Where the ODST were legitimately trying to start back the war.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Right?
Because like at that point, a 30-year war, it's like some people they would only have known wars their whole life.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's 30 years. If you born into that, that's all you're ever gonna know.
I mean, not even born into it. I mean, because 30 years isn't enough. I mean, maybe you get to 18 and then you join. Like, no, I guess you're born and you're 18.
No, because remember, there was the 30-year Covenant War, and then there was the Insurrectionist War before that.
That's true.
And because after the Covenant War, right, and the problem with the Insurrectionists was never resolved, so that came back up.
That's true.
And then we have ONI, like the Office of Naval Intelligence, right?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, like
I'm sure they know.
They come in and they start trying to start shit up again.
ONI has always been like black site, super sketchy stuff. Like they've always been into that.
Yeah, I know, and it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because then they try to start shit again.
It's so, and there's that.
And that's why they do Spartan Force, because they just want to start shit again.
Yeah.
At least from my understanding, this is I don't know the exact details, but that's how it feels to me.
Well, they're like the Forerunners, who were monitoring or taking samples of every race or whatever. They took samples of the Flood just because of, I don't know, some scientifically reason or whatever. And I thought that was stupid. It's like, well, you're trying to get rid of this. And then you took samples just because, you wanted some scientific evidence or something like that. Like, you wanted to look up how they worked or whatnot. So, ONI, I would say, is, like, trying to do something almost similar in terms of, like what at the beginning of Halo 4 when Halsey is being interrogated by that dude and is like, why was Master Chief the way he was? Was he because he was broken or whatever? And they're trying to do that thing where they, trying to copy Master Chief, basically. So...
Which I'm also kind of still weirded out by, because like I'm still trying to figure out what the beginning of that one was going to play into everything else, and it just never does.
Yeah, that's true. Like and that was also another thing about Halo 5 I didn't like, was that like they didn't really continue that story with Halsey.
Yeah, because then they tried to start doing something completely different that was set up from 4.
I mean, and 4 also has the Spartan Ops where they do like that whole thing with Halsey, and that's the most you've ever seen of Halsey.
Yeah.
Ever.
It was just really... It's like, at Halo 4, like, the story that they set up, because it's like, it was a more personal story. There's the whole thing with the didact and everything.
Yeah.
Also, can we just mention how poetic that fucker is?
Yeah, goddamn. That guy really likes his, what are limericks.
Yeah, because Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah.
He is the most, like, throughout... He's like... The whole of Halo, he's the most poetic fuck.
He's like Harbinger in Mass Effect.
Oh, no, definitely.
Prepare these humans for ascension. What was it? I am your genetic destiny.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
There's another one I'm missing. What's the big one? Is like this hurts you.
He's like, you feel this. Assuming direct control. Alright,
yeah, continue back with the Halo.
We have to go back to Halo. Oh my god, you know, I swear to God, because the thing is, we make some jokes of Halo, but it's mostly serious if we were to rewind back into the conversations we were having earlier, other than nostalgia.
Yeah.
But with Mass Effect, I swear to God, it's going to be all memes and jokes. I swear to God.
Yeah, I guess Mass Effect has a whole different like style to it. That's why.
Yeah, it totally does. Because with BioWare does a whole more intensive trying to get you immersed into a kind of personal story too.
Yeah. Yeah,
but we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, we'll get
to God, if we get into this now, we're never going to finish this Halo podcast.
And we're almost at 3 hours.
I know.
Okay,
you know,
so
honestly, all we ever do is just derail ourselves, like I'm doing now. Let's keep going.
This will definitely be in parts. This is not all one video. So, to continue on from there, so where are we? We're talking about the Didact and his whole intro, which was badass, where he comes out and he puts on the armor. Oh man, I love that game because there's that scene where you're trying to contact the Infinity and tell them not to come, and they make you feel like you can actually there's no way you're gonna make it in time to tell them that there's no way that they should come or whatever.
Yeah.
But it makes you feel like you can do it. Like that scene where you're on the Ghost and you're boosting through and you're trying to get over everything. You're just like you're it's like a race for time. It's like an Amazing Race on like CBS or whatever. And you're just trying to get there. You're just like you're trying to get there and you know it's not going to work, but you just can't stop yourself from feeling hope.
God. Dude, that game, like the thing is, by the end of that game, I felt like I was done with Halo.
Yeah, I was super. Let's try and go through the whole game before we get to the end because that ending is very emotional. I mean, just like everything in this fucking universe, everything is always sad.
I'm just remembering, like, do you remember, like, again? I guess we should go back to when you're on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
the Forward Unto Dawn.
Yeah, on the Forward Unto Dawn, and then once you go out into space. And then you see like the whole
the shield world.
Shield world was kind of like one of the best things I've seen.
Like I love that because when you finally you jump out of the side and then you go towards the thing, it just reminded me of Halo 3 when you first land. Is like what was it? Why do you always jump?
God damn it! Yeah, it's like one day you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are.
And I don't do bits and pieces.
Yeah, there we go. That's the rest of it. It's been a while.
Oh man, and again, just seeing that scene when you jump out.
Where is she? Where's Cortana?
She stayed behind.
Click. Just watching him do it. Oh god! Now I'm remembering he grabs the pistol and then it's like puts it right into his mouth.
Come on, you two.
We got enough problems without you two trying to kill each other.
Yeah, god damn.
Dude.
Okay. Continuing with Halo 4, like I'm just because and that scene is like reminding me of that, like that when you fall into the shield world for the first time.
God damn it! Oh my god, because you just fall right into it. It's like insane.
Yeah, so I love that scene, and then when you go to and you awaken the.
Can I just complain about one thing?
What?
The one problem I think I'm gonna have with this game now. One isn't a minor noise. One is a definite problem. Is the sound.
Yeah.
Because the sound sounds so.
What, like the guns and everything?
No, because like I remember in the cutscenes when you hear something falling, it doesn't sound as loud as it should be. If you remember.
Okay. In like the ship.
No, because I remember specifically when you're falling when there's all this debris falling down into the shield world.
Yeah.
Right, and then it just falls onto the ground, and there's that cutscene where you see the debris falling onto you, but it doesn't feel loud. It doesn't feel destructive. It doesn't feel like it just feels quiet.
Yeah.
You know.
I can see what you mean.
And then
I like the guns and everything also do sound different.
I mean, they do that every time to make the guns sound more impactful or something, but it just sounds quiet. You know.
Yeah.
It was really.
You know what? I also like going back and playing Halo 1 again. Just having the assault rifle have 60 bullets is like and then it's so different. It's such a different dynamic when you fight elites because like on legendary at least like one full clip if you get every bullet to hit the marker, will take down the shields, but then you have to switch to another gun to finish them off.
which is why you had the goddamn pistol.
Yeah, and then but then in like 2 and 3 and 4, I guess in 3, 4, and 5, because that's when you get the assault rifle back. You get only 32, which is, I don't know. I mean, maybe it was enough. I think they might have changed the dynamic there. I feel like it was, but I'm not sure. I just remember having 60 and loving 60 bullets in like an assault rifle.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I'm just remembering, like, the battle rifle. It was glorious.
Yes, and then the DMR. I'm glad they added all of that for Halo 4. Like, they added every gun. There wasn't, like, a weird, reason for one gun not being there and the other gun being there.
Yeah. I remember the reason they got rid of the assault rifle in Halo 2 was because it was overpowered shit.
Yeah, it was. It was amazing. Like, and in Halo 4, you get all of the Forerunner weapons, and when you open up the weapons for the first time, they all, like,
it's the most
together.
amazing feeling just to see it build up and shit. Dude.
Yeah,
it was the
really
most
cool.
amazing thing. They did some good stuff with that game. They
Yeah.
did. Also, this is I guess it's not really a complaint because they really did try, but the music.
Oh yeah,
It was.
I
never,
mean,
like it was never gonna be the same. But I'm like,
it was still
it was
good.
It was good music. It really was. But it's like it doesn't. It's not Halo music.
And the worst part was, like, I fully expected that, like, when you opened up the main menu, you just get the the choir singing and stuff like that. But just not being there was really weird.
Yeah, you don't get it, and it's just completely different. Like I'm like.
It was like you were trying to. It was like you were really hard and you were trying to masturbate, and then you were opening up your favorite porn, but then it was like not your favorite porn. And then you just stop masturbating and close the computer.
just becomes sad boner time.
That's basically it. It's just such a letdown.
I know, because it's like when you open it up, because and then you don't hear the music, then it's like this is not Halo anymore.
Yeah,
it's a different Halo.
Yeah, I mean the Halo 4 again is still good.
I mean, it's a good game, but it's like it's not
story.
Halo really.
Yeah. I wouldn't go as far as saying that. I'd say it's still Halo. It's just that is a disappointment.
I mean,
because
it's like
personalized.
I know, because that's the thing. It's meant to be more personalized. I get that, but it was just really different, and it's like, it just felt too different to me.
I guess that's.
I couldn't really consider it Halo. I consider it more.
I feel like it would have been a book, to be honest. Like a Halo book.
It felt like a bit of like a book, but I felt like instead of calling it Halo, you might as well just call it like Spartan 117 or something like that.
Yeah, I think there was some plans for that originally, right? Like they were only going to call it like because it was only Master Chief's story or something. I don't remember. Like specifically Master Chief.
I don't think that was ever the case, but like
I think because the first 3 are like not really about Master Chief, about like they're about the whole universe, and then these 3 were supposed to be specifically Master Chief's story, like because they're doing a trilogy.
Yeah, and then they fucked it up in 5, but we'll talk about it later.
Which we will finally get to soon, TM. So where are we? We are they've called the Infinity.
Yeah, they called the Infinity. But they did the whole fighting the Covenant thing on the Forerunner planet. Then we discovered a Didact.
Yes.
And then
we activated
and then we enjoyed his limericks for a while.
And then we discovered the Didact. He crashes the Infinity. We get to the Infinity takes off again. And then we fight the Covenant on the planet.
No, because we fought the Covenant before either way.
Well, that's true. That too. I love that scene where you kick that fucking lock into the place of the missile launches at the beginning.
Dude.
That was all badass. So yeah, what were we talking about?
I think one important thing is remembering the fact that the whole it was really weird because the thing is this is back to when Master Chief is first falling down with debris from Born of the Dawn.
Yeah.
And then you kind of hear his like he's talking to Cortana.
Yeah.
And then you hear his desperation.
Yeah.
He's like Cortana's like AI is going to rampancy 7 years, and then she says she's been up for I think basically 8.
Yeah.
Right, and then he's just like Halsey.
Yeah.
We'll get back to Halsey, and like it sounded so.
Ah, man, the emotion in his voice, he was just he like it was so desperate to get there and do anything he could to get there.
Yeah, I mean, like with the Chief though, because like the thing is when that happened, I felt like he could have actually done it.
Yeah, that too. And to think about it is like when after that he goes to Remember, like he gets that chance when he gets the pelican, and then he's like Cortana says like this is our last chance to go home or something like that. But he's still a Spartan, and he still knows he has to protect the Earth and humans and stuff like that. Like that one came first before her.
Yeah, which is really sad, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knew he had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what he's always done. But then to see what happened later on, like at the end.
Yeah, it's just
like it was depressing because like that was his duty, and he's like, and then the one guy, like I don't remember his name.
Which one, the Lasky or the
Lasky?
commander?
I think it was.
Lasky, Infinity's commander, or Lasky, the guy who was I don't know, the command, or I guess the second lieutenant.
I think it's this Lasky, like the guy. He comes as like. He's saying like.
Oh, you mean after the end of the game?
At the end.
Okay, yeah, that's Lasky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, continue.
Because he was saying that like there was more to him than just being a soldier or something like that, or more to being a soldier than just duty.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because it's really weird. It was really weird to see Chief he just kind of took a moment to look at him.
Yeah, I know. Like
like he was surprised to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Or like that when we what was it? We get to the Pelican. We do that mission. Then we finally have to do that, what I call the Star Fox mission, where you have to go through the whole thing.
Again, one of the really weirder sections that made this Halo different from all other Halos, where it didn't feel like Halo.
Yeah, and then so after we use the nuke to blow up the Didact ship, you see that scene, and Cortana like physically touches you for the first time. Like she has the ability to be physical.
That was really weird.
And the thing about that was I love that scene. Like that scene's great. When she she touches you and she's like, I waited so long to do that. But the scene, like what I would have liked also, just like this scene is fine where it is, but I was thinking like if she had like hugged him and then said like that line and then like dissipated, as she was saying that, I would have been like, that would have been
cliched and heartbreaking at the same time.
Super heartbreaking. I would have liked that as well.
It's
but
like,
that's
the
fine.
cliches. They're breaking my heart.
Like in Star Wars Episode 3, Anakin, your cliches, they're breaking my heart.
You're going down a trope I can't follow.
No, I'm just thinking of the Star Wars what's it called, what is it called? What's that YouTube channel? The Arlnauts.
Oh my god.
The Star Wars thing.
Oh my god. Don't start this.
When Obi-Wan comes up, he's like, he was like, was it Anakin was like, she was mine, I liked her. He's like, well, you should have told me, I would have been cool about it. and then he was like, because in that video he's like a drug addict. Obi-Wan's a drug addict or whatever. He says he's like, if this is what sobriety is like, I'm gonna go and smoke a big fat blunt.
God damn it.
Oh, that's such a good video. It's so great.
Oh my god. Anyway, back to
Halo.
Back to Heartbreak.
Yes, back to Halo Heartbreak.
Oh my god.
I think I had an idea once for Halo back when I was back in high school when I was a kid and whatever. I used to, because I loved it so much, I came up with like different ideas for different video games.
He's like, oh yeah, time for some fan fiction.
No, not fan fiction. Like different video games I could come up with. I would never write fan fiction for Halo. I'm gonna burn all the papers now.
Oh my god.
No, but there was this one idea I came up with. I think it was called Halo Broken Hope, and it was you were supposed to play a UNSC soldier, not an ODST, not a Spartan, just like an actual soldier. And I think you were on the Pillar of Autumn or something like that. Like that basically that's what I came up with. I don't remember if I got past any of the ideas. You basically play Halo 1 again, but you're just a soldier on a UNSC soldier. So that was one of the things.
You know, be great. Because I feel like if you're gonna actually do that, you could end it with him being the first guy to, be infected by the flood.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about. That I was like, could he be like one of the, with the Johnson?
No, he's Jenkins.
Yeah. You play Jenkins in Halo Broken Hope, and then this is like, oh well, I know where this is going.
It'd be so depressing if you began the game not during Halo 1, but during like maybe the Insurrectionist War.
Oh yeah.
Because the thing is, he probably would have been a kid by then, Then you see him grow up during that, and then you see him for his first maybe you have him in Contact Harvest, and then you have him go into Halo, into Fall of Reach.
God damn.
And then you have him go into Halo.
This was me when I was a kid. All these ideas and stuff like that about different Halo games and whatnot. That was me.
And you're telling me this isn't fan fiction? What the fuck?
No, yeah, it's not fan fiction. Because all I ever did with it, I never wrote anything about it. I just drew pictures of like the Halo ring and the pillar bottom.
Oh yeah, I remember I used to do that shit too.
Yeah, that's basically what I do, and I put like the logo of Halo, like the way they write it, like with the calligraphy.
I still think I have my Halo 2 block pictures somewhere.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, I remember.
So for the audience, William used to have this like block art style, and I guess it would be akin to Legos, kind of like at least
It's more like Minecraft if you consider it, really.
Yeah, Minecraft would be a better.
But it's a more flexible kind of Minecraft style.
So that's basically what it was. You remember that art style you had in middle school when I don't know if you remember remember Mr. Whitmer? He was our 7th grade history teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one time he made us do these cartoons of like Aztec temples when the
yes.
Yeah, what was it, the Spaniards coming to America and meeting the Aztecs or something? Remember you had those stick figure drawings? It wasn't, and to the audience to explain, it wasn't like, stick figures, like, random shitty stick figures.
Yeah.
It was like very specifically well-drawn stick figures. That's basically what it was.
Very specifically well-drawn stick figures.
It was an art style of stick figures.
Instead of making a line, it was a fancy-ass curve.
Yeah, it was like dick figures, basically, if you've ever seen that.
Jesus Christ. just like one with big knockers, just little circles just on the side.
Yeah, well, so back to Halo.
Okay.
I guess we were still talking about Halo, but whatever.
No, we weren't.
No, we were talking about your block drawings of Halo 2.
Yeah, so. I know, but that wasn't. Again, we derail ourselves. we do ourselves no justice.
Yeah, well, to continue, where were we? So we finally finished Halo 5, I guess, because...
No, we didn't finish Halo 5. We didn't even start
Or Halo 4, sorry.
Yeah.
Where Cortana dies.
And this is where they fuck things up.
This is where we talk about... whoever's listening to this, if you've gotten this far, I congratulate you, but now it's all going to be shit talk about Halo 5. So if you don't want to listen to that, you can leave now.
If you're a fan of Halo 5, you can go fuck yourself. That's joking, I'm joking. But like, seriously though, I do have my gripes about it. Now, you should understand the fact that we haven't played it.
Yes.
So, but like, if anything I can trust in 343 is that their gameplay is tight.
Yes.
It's solid. I can trust that. But what I do not trust right now, because I've seen their cutscenes, is the story.
Yes, the story for Halo 5 is all we don't like. The gameplay is perfectly fine. I even hear the multiplayer is like the best Halo multiplayer ever. So I'm fine with that. I don't care about that. But the story, just what they do to these characters, they just ruin every character in the game. I mean, where does it start? Halo 5 starts with you playing as Locke, right? Like you start in that the big cutscene where you jump down the hill.
You play as Locke.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, it begins with you and, surprisingly, Buck, right? Yes. Being a Spartan 4, which I'm fine with, honestly, because
that was all right. He's probably the only Spartan 4 I like.
Yeah, and then you have all these other Spartan 4s. Oh, first of all, I need to say that their goddamn armor is the fanciest looking shit I have ever seen, and I hate it.
Yeah, it's very what was it? I think somebody made a comparison to like anime mechas and stuff like that.
I could see why they would make that.
Yeah, there was some. I think it was like Gundam.
Maybe more like the suits you would wear when you enter a mecha.
Yeah, something like that. Like that's. I mean, I was fine with it in 4 because it was like cool, kind of like the way they were doing that, like redoing all the stuff. And I always like that, like armor variety in Halo and all the different Spartans armors. But this was just like over the top. It's just super insane. Like the designs are made by. I'm sure they spent hours doing this, but it's just too much like curves and unnecessary, dilations in the armor.
Yeah, it was very stylized. Because again, I'm pretty sure they did this because
they're trying to separate themselves.
Yeah, they're trying to separate themselves, but they're also doing it because they're trying to appeal to the new generation of gamers.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, again, this game was rated T for teen, which is it's not really a big gripe, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big gripe because honestly, the only reason Halo was M was because of the flood.
Yeah, because that was what accounted for gore back then.
Yes.
So I can see the reason why they would do that, but otherwise take all that out and then you would have just had a T game.
Yes.
And it would have been fine because it was a fantastic game either way.
Yes. So I mean, what I think like my biggest problem with that like Locke and their whole team is like they don't know anything about the Spartan 2s and all of that.
Yeah, because admittedly they feel more like glorified soldiers.
It's like the the war hero who all of the older veterans know, and then it's like the Locke's team is like the new guys who were just joined like fresh out of boot camp, and they don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I just don't like that.
Yeah, and the thing is, when they open up the scene, you see them jump out of the carrier or whatever they're in. They jump onto the ground. They start sliding down a hill of snow, right? As they take down the Covenant one by one, and very, admittedly, impressive theatrics.
Of course, yeah, I did like
because that was there to just kind of show off that this is a new team. They're fantastic at what they do, which admittedly they are.
Yeah, they're Spartan 4s, so and they're Spartans. I mean, yes, I don't like Spartan 4s, but they're definitely still Spartans.
Yeah, and they kick ass basically. Yes. So that was a bit impressive,
Yeah,
but it felt a little flashy to me, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think whenever you see Spartans like fight, it's more like it's impressive like that, but it's not theatrical.
We'll get to that later. Okay, because there's there's one thing I did enjoy from that, but we'll get to that later. If I remember correctly, Locke and his team were sent in because they were trying to rescue Halsey.
Yes.
Right, and to eliminate the elite general of that
which is really weird because that whole Halsey like storyline is in Spartan Ops, and if you never played Spartan Ops, you wouldn't know what's going on. Which is, I thought was weird that they would connect those two stories together.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we'll get into that later, how they just don't connect storyline and how it should be necessary to explain background, but they don't do that.
They don't do that at all.
At least through cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, if you're gonna have cutscenes, you should at least make it so that the cutscenes make sense in context with or without, I guess. Mm. Because basically you should see this one cutscene, then go to the next cutscene and be like, okay, so I get how this works.
I'm just depressed at how bad the game is.
Okay, well,
or the story is. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be exhaling a lot at some of these things.
Right.
They rescue Halsey.
Halsey. Then the great thing happens. Okay, now this is without the Spartan Force, and then they show, they go into the next level. And then there he is, Master Chief, right?
Yes.
And then there he is with the rest of Blue Team.
Yes, and you're like, oh man, it's like awesome. Blue Team's
it's
here.
Great. And then it's like, and then they start their mission or whatever. I think it's just to eliminate some.
It's to blow up some old UNSC ship.
Right, and then the way they did it though, the way they entered into the ship was the most amazing shit I've ever seen.
Wait, I don't remember. What did they do? They.
Because the thing is, they're in the Pelican. Then they're like, okay, guys, we're going in. Now they jump out of the Pelican. They have their jetpacks on, if I remember correctly. Then they start flying out. They start flying in a uniform.
Oh yeah.
And then they see the window. They start shooting the window, right? And then they just crash through. They land.
I remember this now.
And then the elites are like, the demon. They bring out their energy source. They're about to prepare for a fight, but then the freaking because of the open hole they opened, the vacuum starts coming in.
Yeah.
And then the elites start flying down, and then like Master Chief and his blue team, they just use magnetic locks.
Yeah, magnetic locks.
And then they all fly out, and then the doors close, and they're like, "Oh, let's get to work." I'm like, oh shit! Like, you
fucked up. Yeah, you did done goofed. You Covenant did done goofed.
I know, but seeing that, I was like, "Oh my god, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen."
See, that's to compare it to what we were talking about, what you were talking about before, with how theatrical Locke's team came in, and then how simple. That's what I'm talking about with Spartan 2s and how they work. What they do is they do it quick. They do it it's not sparkle. It's it's not flashy or anything.
They are quick and efficient and get the job done.
This Locke's team, they just came down. They were just it was huge theatrics. They were jumping off shit and blowing shit up and all that rolling through.